And speaking of dryads, oh,
Yeah, that's a
Hello.
pretty dry ad.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's a boring commercial.
More like
A
unskippable ad.
dryad. What do they call it?
Here we go.
A live read. A live read
There we
when you
go.
do a commercial in the actual production. Or is
Here
that
we
product
go.
placement? So Tony wants to head back to the bar and get a nice cold Bud Light. Product placement.
Budweiser. The less you
Sponsor us.
want, the
we
better it
have,
tastes.
do we have any housekeeping items and things of that nature?
A broom, a mop, a bucket.
No,
Prestidigitation.
we haven't bought those yet.
Vacuum.
Whatever
Well,
we can do to get
technically,
the slime into a bucket.
I'm pretty sure that Silverheart has invented the D&D versions of Roombas, which is just a mimic just riding around on the floor, cleaning up the floor.
It could be. It could be.
A mimic slime. A mimic
Yep.
gelatinous cube.
I don't believe we have any official technical because I don't think we have any like
Yeah.
strict schedule, like strictly scheduled programs. I am looking forward to the next level 0 story because I have
Woo.
ideas. But other than that,
The last one went really well. The oh, what was it called?
the murder hobo, murder
Yeah.
hoboed, and that was fun. No, the murder hobo tried to murder hobo.
The common misconceptions.
Mm-hmm.
The common misconceptions, murder hobo gets in trouble. I'm in
Murder
danger.
mobo.
That's
The
a
murder-
fun,
You are in
loosely tied together plot line ish, but not easy to slide people in and out of the story, and
Yeah, just a bunch
mostly
of kids.
wholesome.
Yeah, and
Oh, it's
especially now that
totally
we're back-
wholesome.
It's definitely wholesome. You put a hole in lavender.
Yeah, wholesome.
I just realized
Oh,
this is
fucking
the
hole.
Stranger Things Kid D&D edition.
The
Yeah.
fantasy version instead of the contemporary
Uh-huh.
setting.
I'm also entirely
no.
lost because I don't know what we're talking about.
Okay, so the common misconceptions is a level 0 NPC campaign or story. Everybody plays a kid. The character you play is a kid between like 9 and 13, and everybody has the commoner stat block. So you don't have a character sheet, you don't have a class or a subclass.
Ah.
You have an AC of 10, you have 4 hit points, you have 10s across the board, and you have proficiency with one simple 1d4 weapon. So there's 6 options. And literally it was like I had this little hook, and then they did a thing, and then I was like, I'm not coming up with a large story. I am literally just going to figure out how the stuff they do in each session plays out organically. So what they did, some stuff they did in the first session led to events in the second session. Stuff they did in the second session is going to lead to an interplanar war, which is fine. It's fine. Everything's
Also, my character and M's character becoming mortal enemies, except not really because it's one-sided.
fixable. It's fine. Everything's fine. Damn.
Are you gonna be joining us,
oh.
for Ari's parents, or not Ari's, River's parents?
Maybe.
So I have this fantastic meta concept now. Since you said it's the Stranger Things, these kids on their downtime play a game in the D&D world. It's called like Humans and Paperwork or something. Like, it's a boring version. They play a version where they're just like office workers.
I have a
Like-
book where that was actually a concept, and now I need to find it and send it to you so that you can read the concept.
I love using humans and housewives.
Humans and Housewives. There we go.
I want to have a meltdown in front of the in the middle of the aisle. Why? Because it's gonna make Karen look like a bitch.
Yeah. It's called Orcs and Dorks.
Mm.
There you go.
Amazing.
The Shadowrun variant game is Desperate Housewives of Earth.
Amazing. Yep, we'll totally have to run with that. Assuming nobody gets murdered in the next episode. It's fine. Go ahead.
No promises.
I mean, they're commoner
Mortals
stat
and
blocks,
minivans.
so you know
It'll
they could trip and
buff
fall
out.
and get done 4 hit points. So
Yeah.
It'll buff
It's
out.
Sneeze
Commoners are
hard.
so
We-
squishy.
I can't I can't outright kill any kids in the story because at least one person's consent sheet has indicated that harm to children is a red. So that's off the table. So I'm gonna have to be more creative in the consequences, is what I've learned.
I will be
Oh,
right
light
back. I
maiming.
think my dryer is haunted.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
That's
Say hi to your
likely.
Say hi to your dryad.
Well, other than that, that's kind of hit or miss whenever that, people have time and or everybody has time to stream it and stuff like that. And I know Alix ran something, which should be showing up in the near future. It's not a streamed one, but it's something that's recorded for later. So that might be showing up. So look forward to that.
Don't judge
And
me
then
too hard.
hopefully everybody starts somewhere, and we all grow
And
as
you were
DMs and
amazing.
players.
So
I
You
know.
were
I
the
know
worst.
Em was
Matt.
nervous too before she DM'd for Cat. So
You are the worst
You were-
best DM.
Thank
No,
you. There
no,
we.
the
This is
worst-
how we have
the
to do the
worst
compliment.
Bad. You're the worst bad DM.
but you have heard of me. How's your Phantom of the Sopra?
Oh, I don't know what I was doing. That was great. I was so confused. Yeah, I was sitting here. I heard the dryer turn off about 5 minutes ago, and then it just turned on and ran for like 15 seconds and then turned off again. So I was like, what the
Wrinkle
Love it.
release thing? I don't know.
I don't know. I've never heard it do that before, so I was very confused. But it's off now.
Alrighty. So, last time, after some exuberant unwinding for the evening, the group woke back up at various levels of restfulness, and you guys all discussed what was going on for the next steps. You returned to the Silver Billet. You attempted to inspect the room. Took a little bit of finagling, and you were Trico was allowed to go up with the maid to inspect the room for a lost item. He succeeded in that event, and also in his secondary event, which was not apparent to the proprietors of that particular establishment. Then, after that, you took some time to look for a wayward Ari who decided to go speak to some well-contented horses. Didn't get anything particular from that other than a nice little social event for Ari, being in a druid in a city. After that, you chose to proceed on to the Silver Steeds, where you encountered a gnomish woman who was very quickly quite perturbed with at least one person in the party. After he said he shat in one of the rooms. The continuing conversation there continued to devolve until Snoke kind of redirected it, as they were able to peruse the ledgers for one of the days in question, since they didn't have the other days that were potentially a problem. After that, they located some names. Does anybody recall what those names are?
No.
Your lore keeper should know that. I could get you one of them because it's in our notes. Players, journal, player journal, notes, notes, neighboring cities, close, Silverheart, handouts. Aaron, Erron was one of them.
Yep.
He was the one who was out sick. I think the one we chased down started with a T.
Thaddeus. And we were
Mhm.
also looking for Bellarmine.
Bellarmine was out
Bellarmine, that's-
sick. Aaron
okay.
had been potentially in the room, but as you located the individual, you were in, or as you located the names, the receptionist informed you that at least 2 of the individuals should be in the carriage driver's lounge. When you went in there to talk, you noticed something odd. And about that time, he noticed that, or Thaddeus noticed that you noticed, and he agreed to walk with you for a discussion. As soon as your backs were turned, he ran. And at that point, when he got out of the lounge, there had already been a carriage being pulled by a horse that was careening down that area. He kind of hopped/latched on and climbed onto the driver's seat, and a chase ensued. Rather deftly, the party latched on, came up beside it, and used a few different skills to stop the carriage, sending first I believe it was Ptony and the driver flying off of the carriage. And then the carriage stopped. The horse kind of stumbled a bit, and there was a bit of a battle where the driver revealed himself to be something other than human. And then further on, so did the horse. The horse expressed a desire to consume. And that being the case, the group decided that it was not worth keeping alive.
I fed him a knuckle sandwich.
Indeed. Both of the individuals were dispatched quickly, and the carriage strongbox was popped open by Scarlett. Or no, by Ari, who kind of chewed it open.
I think
And-
so.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think I got half of it, and then he popped it. the
Yeah.
other way.
Yeah, Scarlett was able to do a little bit of damage to it, and then Ari just kind of chomped on the last little bit of it, popped the lock, opened it up, and it was a note from written in a very elegant handwriting. And I can put this up here real quick. I think I can make this pop up.
Somebody real quick, find a spot, find a corner of the note, stab the note. Make sure the note's not a mimic too.
Did we stab the box the note was in?
Yes.
We
So-
have now.
Well, we bit it. I said it was bit. It was in.
And that is where we ended things.
Anybody
Yeah,
stabbed the cart?
Yes, you already did.
Okay.
That was before you really got to the strong box. The cart was not a mimic. The note, I will let you know, is not a mimic.
The nails in the
you-
cart though are.
That's every
You are
mimic.
left with 2 names. Aaron. And, well,
Two
a name and
nails.
initials. An MB. We will start this off with Trico. Roll me a history check since you've been in the city the longest.
Tony will also go grab a second sack and start scooping the remains of the horse mimic into it, and I guess
Ooh,
root
a
through.
19.
Nice. After Trico does his Triconess.
So you are able to schlorp the mimic beings into various sacks with a bit of effort. It's not very compliant with your efforts.
I feel like it's
Uh,
just like the same texture as the whites of an egg yolk.
Kind of, yeah. A little more held together, but basically you scoop some up and you get some in, and it goes out the other side and down in the middle. It's chaos.
It's like water slime. If you've ever.
Yeah.
I prefer my mimic scrambled, not over easy.
Underdone.
So, based on your history check, the bee specifically stands out. Very ornate, very unique, and you know it to be the emblem of an establishment known as Blanc's Bordello, run by a woman known as Madame Sonia Blanc.
Ah.
It is a location that you have not had the either the coin, or you've been told it's been very expensive to go there, and secondly, it generally caters to a higher status. So you have not had the. Oh, we lost a person.
He's rebooting.
Yep, Eva said they
Okay.
have to reboot.
Rip.
To be fair, a
Um,
bordello exactly isn't my stomping grounds.
That as well.
I'm more of an employee than a participant.
Yeah.
And you know it to be. It's not spoken of in hushed tones. It's
It is the
well-to-do.
red light district.
It wouldn't even be considered a red light district because it's not really known for the more carnal acts. It's known more to be an escort
Look at that.
service, like actual escorting instead of the
Thanks,
extras.
buddy.
I mean, like that.
Walter White's
That's
back.
not quite what a bordello means.
Right.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
that does happen, right? But that's not the weight that the name carries.
Alright, let's add one after.
And it's been a staple in the city for a considerable amount of time.
What is that one? Magnemite?
Like if you had a place called a strip joint and you get in there and it's a whole bunch of steaks.
Well, unfortunately, there's good news and there's bad news, and there's even worse news than that. The good news is, I think I might have a lead. The bad news is, I think I know that lead.
I know you need some deodorant.
The worst news is, I can't afford that lead.
Well, we do still have 2 of those coins from Mr. Didn't quite hang himself.
Fair. I'm not sure how much weight they're going to pull. Have any of you been, what district is it in?
It is in the Silver District.
Ah, okay.
Down here,
Yeah,
number 11.
it won't
at
let
the
me light
bottom.
it up for some reason.
Hmm.
How often have any of you been around the Silver District?
That's way out the way. Let's find out.
Well, it's in the same district as the Silver Billet.
Hmm. I mean, out of the way from it's out of the way from the sorcerer or the lady that that we took the mimic corpses to. But I kind of like that because Tony is literally going to walk around dual wielding sacks of mimic guts, openly, just fucking 2 fucking sacks, and people are like, "What's that? Oh, he's dead mimics. Don't worry about it."
Yes, the Enchanter's Penchant.
It's like Buttersocks,
Yeah.
but way worse.
Yeah, that's so that is to the north. We don't know this yet, but Blanc's is just to the south. It's the exact
Right.
opposite
Yep.
direction. So let's see.
And it's
History.
you're at the Silver Steeds.
I ain't never been there.
So
Right.
you're about
We're
You're
in
a
the middle
little
point between the
closer.
two.
Yeah, you don't have to go around the in-city lakes there, but so you're a little bit further away from the Bordello.
I ain't never been to a bordello. I got a fucking kid here. What am I take the kid to the bordello? Come on, man.
I mean, it's not quite as
He's
it's. I don't think there'll be any problem with that, but I also don't believe that. See, that's more of a side business for them. The name is not as impactful as the business itself.
Do they have a date?
I have to clarify 2 things. He says kid, and Scarlett goes, "Where?" Because she's like 20, but she
Yeah,
has
she's
the
a- she's-
mindset of like a 10-year-old. So she's like, "Where's you have a kid with you?"
Yeah, the kid. Pretty much anybody younger than me is a kid.
Welcome back.
I like
Eva.
the idea that Tony's actually
Thank
only like 12, but in kobold
Yeah.
years that's like 80.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yep. Well, that's the thing that I say is that because I'm 44, so there'll be like 30-year-olds like M, and I'm like, oh, these kids, and then it's like, I'm 31, and I'm like, yeah, but anybody younger than me is a kid. So like, you could be 42 and you're still a kid.
I've recently been making jokes about how old I feel because I've been waking up and my joints have been cracking and popping, and I can't move them half the time, and my back hurts all the time. I'm only
Correct.
26.
Yeah.
I'm about to turn 27.
You got this. You got this. It's okay. It's knocking the rust off for when you hit 30 and you're just gonna hit the ground running.
That doesn't work for me because it's in my name.
I was gonna say it doesn't work for anybody. It's a lie.
Or you can't knock the rust off. My name is Rust.
Sure, you can. You just change the name, or you
Yeah.
fall, hit your head, and you forget your name is Rusty.
Fair.
You knocked it off.
I've been arguing that ever since the prospect of me becoming a father happened. That's when I started feeling old.
No, yeah, yep. I do like
Anyways.
the idea of a bordello or such establishment with a daycare in it.
So we're heading over to Portobello.
Mushroom?
I love
So-
portobellos.
Did you get all of that, Eva?
Yeah, I was listening to the Twitch the whole time.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
so I will say that an option for us is to head over towards the Bordello, because there's a potential that the name here, the initials here on this note, is related to Madame Blanc. But that's only a hunch, and it's more based on the handwriting.
Yeah.
It could be a forgery. It could be an impression. It could just be maybe I'm misremembering and I'm forgetting it. But it's a pretty unique handwriting.
I think it's pretty safe to say that it's if it is a fake, it's not a fake meant for us to find.
There's a good chance though that I might not be the best person to do the talking though. There's friendly competition and then there's just competition.
How far are we? Good.
Would they be more likely to talk to someone who's a likely client?
Potentially. Though we want they do specialize in escort services, but more along the lines of the Silver Steed at this point. Is the business that they're more common for. Escort for protection rather than my favorite kind of escorting.
Companionship.
Not.
We're like half a
So-
block or a block down from the Silver Steeds, right?
Yes, you're right around number 8 in the surrounding area.
I would love to just like trot back down, just walk back down as the conversation's going on to the Silver Steeds, to the door that the dude busted out of, and just lean in the door and be like, "Yo, you might have mimics working for you," and then just fuck off.
I feel
Don't
like
contact
Oh
ICE.
no.
I feel like at least one, if not more of us, would like rush to stop you as we see you walking that way, but we probably wouldn't get there in time.
I
It's
can see
honestly,
that.
I'm
Yeah,
a
yeah,
The
I see
bags
you-
are dripping.
Putting your head in
shit,
and kind of giving a thumb over your shoulder, and
Yeah.
and then they just kind of all stop and stare, and you turn around and just get right out of there, and they're just like, "What?"
and Aaron, what's ERRON, is
Uh-huh.
in the fucking room, right? Probably is looking around like, "Oh, okay, that's weird. Yeah, mimics working here. That's crazy talk. Holy shit, fuck."
Like one of those crazy old
I'm feeling
doctors
sick today.
that's also like a dentist and your barber, and it's like, yeah, you got mimics in your blood.
Just no, wait. We have to go back to the receptionist. We got bad news. You don't just have mimics working for you as delivery people. You got mimics in your stables too.
You know what? You left the sugar out. That's how you get mimics. They get all in your everything, and then they split up and they breed, and you get them everywhere, and you can't get rid of them.
They're putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs into mimics.
Turn the freaking frogs gay.
Turn the freaking frogs into mimics.
They had that expedition last week, and now the moon's got mimics.
You got mimics in your people. You got mimics in your horses. You got mimics on your carts. You got mimics in your packages.
That's how they get you. They put the mimics in the water, and then you drink the water, and now you got mimics in your gut.
Oh.
I thought I was the conspiracy guy. Listen to these lunatics.
So
How
after
rude.
you like wrangle
say-
Tony about, you know,
They say mimicry
30
is the highest
seconds
form of
after
flattery.
he's created a little bit of confusion in the driver's lounge and maybe a little panic, if you are absolutely certain the person that you saw is Aaron,
Oh, I have no idea.
right?
I think I rolled trash perception, so I don't even know. Like, I just popped the head in there, and I'm like, "You got mimics working for you? That's your fucking problem."
You got two sacks of jelly mimics
Nice full
and
stacks.
a couple
Is
of potential destinations. So where do we go?
Are the sacks dripping?
Yes.
I'm gonna say that it's kind of slurpy inside the bag, but it doesn't get out. They're kind of oiled sacks to keep stuff in.
So the
I-
acid's not strong enough to break out of those sacks.
Not quite yet, at least.
I want to add one more potential destination.
Okay.
We may at some point want to head back to the Enchanter's Penchant because
That was one of the two
Oh,
locations.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We might want to take the bags of mimic
Well, we
to-
should. Yeah. And
before anything else.
we have upgraded our needs at this point as well. We no longer need a locator. We now need them to work on a method of containment.
Yeah.
Because
Not to suggest this is a bad idea. This is okay, guys. I have an idea. It's bad. Okay, it's not good. I just want to put it out there so that everybody can vote on it. If everybody chooses to go with the bad idea, then it's not my fault. Splitting the party, bad idea. But we have two destinations in two different directions. And it might behoove us, since now they know that we know, to maybe get to the lead less later. Than
Do they
like,
know that you
so
know?
I mean,
Uh.
half a city block just saw us punch a fucking mimic to death. So if they don't, they're dumb as dirt, and that's also actually a benefit.
Ari's
Average
gonna
city people.
raise.
The
Ari's
question
gonna
is,
raise her hand and just be like, "Well, I can be sneaky. They might not notice me. At least one of them."
True.
The other question we have though is the way that Thaddeus called upon the horse mimic was pretty instantaneous and was prepared. How do we know that there's no telepathic, psychic, one of them can cast message or whatever, and they don't already know now?
Well, we got a third issue on top of that, and that normally I'd be all for splitting up and getting multiple things done, but there's one time when I'm not, and that's when we know we're walking into trouble. We go where this note's telling us, this Lady Blanc. She's talking to a bunch of mimics. I'm willing to bet we're gonna find a fight there.
I
Fair,
think we
and
should
as
all
we've
stay
already
together.
seen here, I may not be as helpful.
I love the idea. I love this idea. This is such a fucking bad idea. I love this idea. Guys, okay. We've agreed not to do the bad idea. I've got a worse idea. Let's go hire one of the Silver Steed couriers to take this shit over to the penchant for us and deliver.
No.
I have an idea
Hey.
in that vein, though.
I got your dead friend here. Could you deliver it to the magician that's Okay.
We could hire them to take us to the penchant. It would be faster because it would
I'd
be.
rather use
I'm
Corin's
gonna
couriers.
say I'm gonna say that's a better idea, but also, what if we hire another mimic by accident?
Then we fight.
I
we kill
feel
that
like
one,
we should.
and we don't even have
it'd
to
be
pay
better
for the
for us
ride.
to-
What if the stagecoach is a mimic next time? What if we're inside the mimic?
We stab it before we get
What
in.
if you're a? What if
What
the
if we-
city is a mimic and we're already in the mimic?
I
Can I
stabbed
the
this.
street. I just wanna
Yeah, we both stabbed the street at the same time.
Same brain
So-
energy, friend. Same brain.
You
Stabbing the street.
You stab the cobblestones, and it creates that vibration that kind of hurts all the way up to your shoulders. But other than that, nothing happens.
But
That
here's the problem.
cobblestone is not a mimic.
Those
That one's,
mimics-
I'm gonna mark that one with an X.
These mimics
This
can
one's
look
okay.
like, seem to look like anything and anyone. How do we know that we're not mimics?
That's
Well,
true.
I'd say
Stab.
that we. No.
Start stabbing each other.
That's exactly what I was hoping would happen.
Tony, you
We're
want
down,
me?
we're down to that scene in The Thing where they're all
Yeah, well-
testing each other's blood.
Yeah.
He could be in this very room. He could be you. He could be
He
me.
could be me. He could even be Bam.
This is
well,
gonna
I
turn
mean,
into a stab fest. Y'all say Rivers. Y'all say Rivers. The stabby one. And
Hey, I stabbed
think-
me. I didn't even. Can I be searching through the bags too, through the entrails while this ridiculousness is going on, just so maybe I do something slightly productive?
Which bag? The horse bag or the person bag?
Probably start with the person bag,
Right.
thinking that he was like the brains of the operation and the horse was the brawn.
Okay.
I'll roll investigation.
watch it be the other way.
Indeedy.
He was the
I
Bronco.
think we should take the coach and take it to the wizard lady person thing and give it to her. And then we can take the coach to the other side of town, and it would be faster than just walking.
Yeah, but then we would need a horse to pull it, since we've killed the horse that was pulling it.
No, I mean
we
like
do
a
have a
different
druid.
one.
We have a druid.
No, we do.
So
Hey,
you
bitch.
take one acid
Druid.
damage,
Ye-
but you
Expected
find
and deserved.
28 silver.
Also expected and deserved.
Yeah.
Okay, so this acid is strong enough to burn flesh and melt metal.
Just
ladle.
one acid, and the
Honestly-
the ladle was a bunch of them in the pot.
Fair.
And honestly,
Not strong
like
enough
it's
to melt silver.
well, it's not. It actually got into the cut that I had on my hand, so I probably need to get like a tetanus
Oh,
shot.
it's like lemon juice.
Yeah.
Oh
It-
no,
just
you're
a little
infected. Now
burn.
you're a mimic.
If I was a mimic, I would have been immune to that because they were immune to acid damage.
No,
Indeed.
being a mimic
No.
is a bloodborne disease.
Yeah, it's like zombies.
Fuck!
You got ghosts in your blood now.
You got mimics in your
Now-
blood. You should do
I'm
cocaine
gonna
about
mimic-
it.
I'm gonna mimic a mimic now.
So we are off to the magic shop.
So
Yep.
yes, though I
Alright.
wouldn't be surprised if the bordella is filled with mimics, since mimicry is the highest form of flattery.
That's true.
And unless Ari is going to transform, can Scarlett try to pull the?
Is Ari going to be asked to transform?
Yeah, you can try to pull the
Good
carriage.
question.
We can.
Um,
Yeah, I was
but-
gonna say.
Just
If
a
Ari
note,
is-
there is a big silver emblem of two silver horse heads on there. So you can try to do that, though.
We're just borrowing this.
Are we borrowing the one that we flipped? Well, almost flipped.
Or we could hire them.
We bring
We
it
got
back
more
to the Silver
coins.
Sea and ask to borrow a cart.
Can we trade this one in? We found this outside. Can we trade up?
Finders keepers.
How
Because
about
they
this?
should also
We'll re-
probably know that one of their drivers is not coming back.
And one of the
Ever.
horses.
And a horse.
Permanently calling out sick.
Correct.
He retired.
Maybe.
He's been freed from this mortal coil.
That's true.
He's been given a permanent.
Also, I'm gonna be very honest here. I completely forgot we had a whole ass map.
Tony's gonna hold up the two bags and he's gonna go, he's been sacked.
Yeah. So go talk to the person at the front desk first.
Oh
and then go
no.
to the apothecary.
So-
I'm gonna wait out. I'm gonna wait outside. I know. I'm gonna wait outside.
I feel like we're already at the
Okay.
bordel. That's what the map
So
is.
you go into to talk to the
the
receptionist who's talking to her.
I feel like Tony wants to, but probably should not be allowed to by anyone.
Oh no, he knows better
Try?
at this point. He's
Yeah.
Tony has committed. Tony has created the exact amount of confusion that he intended, and is like, my work's done. They're all off. They're all off kilter. They're on the wrong foot. You guys go do your work now.
So where are we right now? We're at the Silver
Actually-
Steeds, or are we at the Magic
Well,
Police?
we're at the Silver Steeds. I'm working on getting
Yeah, okay.
what they're saying to the receptionist.
Snoke is going to make the recommendation of there's no way of us having this conversation without the city guard getting called on us. Let's just let them figure it out on their own.
No, I've got this. I've got this.
Okay,
boy.
but if
They
it goes
literally
bad, I
watched
don't
us
know you.
chase one of their people
I'm
out
gonna
the
grab
door.
one of the bags from Tony.
You want the horse or the you want the horse or the man? Because I got the horseman. So this is the horse and this is the man.
Are you sure you didn't get them mixed up?
So,
Nope, I have no idea.
like, do you go in through the open driver's lounge, or do you go in through the front door to talk to?
I go in through the front door.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk right back up to the receptionist of the gnome.
And you see her doing something similar to previous. She's looking at notes that she pulls from the box, and she's making entries into the ledger.
I knock
And
on
she looks
the-
up, and just one moment, and she puts the note back in, and she's like, "Did your conversation go as planned?"
Not at all, in fact. As far from planned as possible. Do you remember
I
that
see.
joke my compatriot said about do you have any mimics employed in your establishment?
Vaguely.
Turns out that was not a joke. I do regret to inform you that you may need to take a closer look at your own staff, and I do mean a very close look. There's quite some danger in this establishment, and I'm going to cast. One sec, where are my spells? I'm going to cast Calm Emotions
Okay.
in front of me, just to make sure nothing happens from this. So
Okay.
that's spell. She'll have to make a DC 15 Charisma saving throw.
Oh, that's the wrong person.
She calmly cusses you out for casting spells on her.
And it doesn't look like it does anything, but she doesn't look like she's freaking out either.
It's merely precautionary, and I'm going to pick up the bag and like hold it. This, I believe, was the horse of a cart that Thaddeus had hopped onto, and there's a similar bag of Thaddeus. As you can see, people don't just turn into goo.
Sorry, that's the title of the episode. A bag of Thaddeus.
The bag of Thaddeus.
There we go. I will take it under advisement and pass it on to the people that make such decisions.
As well, we have your cart that they had been driving is slightly damaged. However, we tried not to damage the cart itself and kept our.
Did you catch a ride in it?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay. That's all I need to know about that.
No. But would you like us to bring the cart back over here for you? We are also in need of transportation across town real quick. So if we could borrow the cart for a moment, we'd appreciate that. But we can also return it to you
Well,
Just
we
bad
do
timing.
not have a habit of sending out damaged carts. We will have somebody go and pick it up.
It is
Um,
just down the street. There's some damage to the street itself as well, but unfortunately, the conversation with Thaddeus did not go very well, and we fear that Aaron and Belmain might follow suit if things are as similar. But for the moment, I do regret to inform you that one of your employees and one of your horses has been, as one of my compatriots said, sacked.
well,
But better to make sure
not
that you are
to
aware
let
than
out
to
personal
accidentally steal.
information, but Bellamine, while he is technically out sick, one of his passengers was a little drunk and decided to stick him with the pointy end, so to speak. So, I do not believe Bellamine suffers from such a condition.
Mimicry.
And
That is That is the preferred outcome. We are not. The truth be told, we were not hoping for this outcome at all. We were hoping just to talk and see if Thaddeus had maybe seen a mimic, not been one.
I have such a notion that the reason she asked if you caught a ride is that she was gonna put it in the fucking ledger because she's so OCD about her bookkeeping.
I
would've
she
marked it down.
absolutely was. She absolutely was.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as part of the ride,
And
then
would
charge
end
us.
up exactly at least half of the damages.
Oh man, that's amazing.
That's what was going to happen, 100%.
So I didn't say any of the compatriots were in the cart.
I love that. Rode the horse.
Yeah, but Snoke was in the cart.
Was
On.
on the cart. Yeah.
Yeah.
On.
Amazing. But yes, as it stands at the moment, this is where we sit. If anyone higher up can look into Aaron and any other of your employees, potentially your horses as well, clearly, potentially even the carts themselves. This was exactly what we were fearing, and exactly what we are currently hired to look into.
She nods slowly. Yes. You see her getting another piece of paper and writing down rather quickly. And is that everything?
I believe so. Now, would we be able to hire your services to travel to the
Destinations.
I forgot the name of the magic shop.
Enchantress
Enchantress
Penchant?
Penchant.
Yes.
And then from there, yeah.
I'm merely ordering it to the Enchantress Penchant, and because one trip at a time.
Gotcha.
Yes. For how many? For the whole
5.
all 5 of you?
Yes, all 5 of us. And
Alright.
I will cover the charges. Though, perhaps I could get a little leeway, having discovered that your employees may be compromised.
She kind of narrows her eyes a little bit. You can roll me a persuasion check. Just like a discount.
You, ma'am, you have so many OSHA violations
17.
in this place. Are you kidding me?
OSHA violation.
Excuse me, little boy. We have no oceans nearby here. I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
You should talk to your parents. They shouldn't be allowing you to drink at all, let alone this early in the day.
You also might have some labor law. I don't know what the laws are about,
Ma'am,
Employing
I'm gonna go
monsters.
I'm gonna go shit
employing
in
magical
this big
creatures
room
that eat
I
your
already
clients,
shit in.
But
No, I like Tony's like, hey, did you tell him about all the fucking mimics in that place?
And a couple of guards kind of come up like by Tony. just waiting. They're gonna go wherever he goes.
fine. Scarlett stands behind.
That's a good
Tony,
idea. After winning
staring
game
at
in
the
the last
guards.
conference room.
That's cool. When I rage,
I love the idea
your,
of
your
Tony,
kneecaps
two
are
guards,
right in
and then
range.
Scarlett.
Only
you know what?
when he threatened to go shit in the other room or in the room again. That's when they walked up.
It occurs to me that
Oh, you got a shit squad.
we
Cool.
had originally said Tony's not saying anything, he knows better, and
Not
now he's
there.
speaking.
That's-
And like,
I'm not
no,
there.
it's
I'm
fine.
really not.
No,
I'm
you're
sure.
absolutely there now. You snuck in. And
she
she's
said
like,
the
"Oh,
little
No,
boy.
he just opens the front door. Yo, you tell him about all the mimics.
Oh yeah, that's. I was gonna save that for the end of the scene because that's how I like to do a comedic send off to a scene. But like, Try comes out the door, and as the door opens, and Tony sees him. Tony's like, "Did you tell him about all the fucking mimics?"
Yes.
So
I-
you're
I-
17.
I love the
she
fact that
nods.
I am not hiding any of the information that Tony would have said. I'm just saying it more eloquently.
Yeah, that's why I'm
She
not
nods
there.
a little bit, and she's like, "I suppose I could offer the ride for 2 gold a person."
I can manage it. I believe that is fair. Absolutely. And
Wait a second. What did I charge you last time? It was
I believe
silver,
it's-
I think.
I
A
don't remember.
gold.
Yeah, it was 5 silver per person.
That's right. So
I spent a gold.
yes. So it would be.
Wait, no.
It would be
how
2
much are
silver.
how much are the coins we have worth?
They're worth 10 silver apiece.
Okay, then
Or
yeah.
no, 10 gold. The
Whatever it was when
medallions
we
are
and-
10 gold, but the rides are 5 silver a
No,
person.
because whatever it was when me and Ari were doing it, the value of our ride, just the two of us, was the same as the coin. Of
Oh,
the
yep. Then it was silvers.
So it must
Yep,
have been
yep.
5. Either the coins are worth 10 silver or the ride was 5 gold.
Not to be giving away the money that Tony found, but he did find a whole bunch of silver in that fucking.
I was
I'll accept
waiting
the
on that
silver.
because I was fully
So
gonna be
it's-
like, yeah, I'll pay you with Thaddeus's fucking inheritance.
it is normally 5 silver a person. She's offering it for 2 silver a person.
That is
Beautiful.
perfectly reasonable. I do appreciate it. Preferably you check with the individuals, the horses, and the carriage first that they're not mimics. I am very tired of dealing with mimics at this point.
Well, we have somebody that is just coming off of shift. And we can extend his shift and he can take you for this purpose. And where'd my name list go?
And I'm just gonna drop the gold on the table. Because 5 people times 2 silver, that's 1 gold.
Yep.
Making you pay. You know what? Thaddeus will cover this. Yeah. Just 28 silver. Boom. Here you go.
So
Thaddeus.
common motions is definitely up by now. It's only last 1 minute.
Yep. So she hands a note to one of the guards, and he heads off, and she's like, "They will meet you out front."
Wonderful. Thank you. And I hope you have a much better day than we are having. I apologize for the paperwork. I do understand.
She's already looking like there's a ledge, and she reaches under this ledge where you're at, and she's got like 10 forms already.
They already have the papers for this paperwork.
And then she stacks that, and then she grabs them. She's like making packets up.
Honestly, nice thing is you can actually get rid of Thaddeus's employee file because he ain't coming back.
We don't get rid of any files.
Oh,
No, but now it has to be
you're a
filed
hoarder.
separately so that it's understood that he has been a no-show, no call, no show.
No show. That's true. You got records retention. You got to keep it for 7 years for audit purposes. I know it's a nightmare.
7 decades at least.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah.
We have a
different regions.
basement in this place, little fella.
Yeah.
Tony
I'm gonna go.
has a
I'm
tendency
gonna
to
go.
not keep files for more than 7 minutes.
I'm gonna go before I rage. Thanks.
All right, and I'm going to head out.
So you leave the poor gnomish woman frantically making up packets for everybody that is attached to. She's like, by the time you walk away, she's got a stack.
Are we
Brand new
standing off to the
employee,
side of
more.
her?
employee meeting and employee awareness videos.
Yep.
She's like, look, we got diversity and inclusion. Okay, we're so diverse we include mimics.
What to do when your horse is a mimic?
The,
It's an old VHS.
it's a block of wood. You set the block of wood down, and it creates a major illusion in the big rectangle. It's all grainy,
Mhm.
and all of the acting is terrible.
Well, I mean, the worse the
The
quality of
mimic,
the picture, the
somebody
longer
puts
you
on
do
a sack
stuff.
over their head with like charcoal scrawled stuff. For a
It's,
face?
oh my
White
god!
t-shirt that says mimic.
It's somebody did blackface. Somebody did blackface to pretend to be the mimic, and they're like, "Look,
no.
this video itself, they actually need to remake it because the video itself is culturally insensitive. We know that. We're on it."
The disclaimer. Just scrolling across.
No, someone
So,
was wearing a Hadozi mask.
a driver pulls up after a couple of minutes. A lady, probably mid-20s. She looks exhausted. She's like, I take it you're the lot that is extending my shift?
That it would be us. Just
Whoops.
a couple blocks down. That's all.
That's okay. I'm told I'm getting double for this one, so...
Overtime is always nice. And if you don't listen to us, it'll be a peaceful ride. Ignore that one. That's what sent you on.
Points
points
to
down at
Tony.
Wherever
he
he
point-
is, ignore that one.
He points at Tony and can't find him because Tony has actually gone straight up to this woman and not said anything and just offered the 28 silver, and is like, I apologize in advance.
She looks at the bag. She's like, I literally cannot take this from you.
The tip,
I'm,
you can't.
I'm not allowed to do that.
Damn,
Cool. You're
that's
gonna-
rough.
I'm gonna forget it in your cart then.
Where are you staying?
I'm just gonna lean over to Scarlett. Did Tony just get replaced with a mimic while I wasn't looking?
Tony's
No?
staying in the barn.
Why?
Because
Well,
that's
well, I'm
Ari's
saying
gonna
easy.
sneak up and say that
No.
one's staying in the barn.
No, because she's asking where I'm staying because if I leave the shit in the cart, she's gonna bring it back to where I'm staying to drop it off. I'm trying to leave her a tip.
no, he's definitely been replaced.
No, he hasn't.
She opens the door. Hop on in. Where will it be?
I'll hold on to this.
We are heading to the I've forgotten. I'm so
Enchanter's
sorry.
Penchant.
Enchanter's penchant.
We're going to EPs.
Yeah.
We're going to the
Going to easy peasies.
we're going to the Enchanted Pants.
You're going clothes shopping?
Yeah.
We're going to the electric planchette.
Going to the artificers.
We're going to the enchanted planchette. What's that?
Enchanter's penchant.
Enchanter's
Yeah.
penchant.
Enchanter's
She's like,
penchant.
gotcha. Once you're in, she closes the door, hops on. She's like, all right, fella, you get extra carrots when we get back. And cart heads off. Rather quick ride. She gets there. She's like, am I waiting for you?
Nope, that should be all. Thank you so much.
Don't
Gotcha.
we
is
need
your
her
name,
to get
though?
to
Did
another
she-
part of the town?
Did she already? Oh, okay.
She did not say her name.
Could I? What can we call you? I'm in such fey brain. I don't want to ask for anybody's name. That's essentially like he's
Can I have
asking
your
in the way that
attention?
it's.
She blinks a little bit and she goes, oh, I'm Lily. And that's Chestnut over there.
I'm gonna do it. Thanks, little Lily. No, he does not do that. He does not fucking do that. He does not do that. Lily and Chestnut. That's a lovely name. Thank you.
1d4 psychic damage.
She looks into the carriage first
I'm at least
to see
definitely.
if you've left anything.
I have not
Did you
left
leave
anything.
it? Okay.
Nope. He's already conspiring in his head. I asked for their names for a reason.
It's like, all right.
now your
And
name.
she takes a ledger out of her, like a pocket ledger out of her pocket, and she does a quick look over at all of you, and she's writing, and she closes it quickly. If that's all, have a good day. I'm going to get a drink. She hops back on,
Bye.
and she waves, and off they go.
That is my preferred driver from now on. See that?
How are you going to be sure if it's her or not?
I hate you.
Not my concern. Yeah, excuse me, Lily. Brief question. Can I stab you real quick? Just a little. Just a little.
It's like, do you know how many times a day I get asked that?
Okay, that's more concerning than me asking you that.
Oh, you mean like actually stab me?
Yeah,
Never
no,
mind.
yeah, not like Trico. Trico this is not a euphemism. It's like dagger stab. No, you're not here. I'm talking of the voice in my head.
Yeah.
Let's go get these.
And
cases.
as Tony comes back, you know, you guys are walking in there, and he snaps out of his little daydream.
Walk face first into Scarlett's butt. I am so sorry, kid. Jeez.
Tony, did you remember the other sack?
Yeah, I got 2 sacks.
Well, I stole one from you, remember?
I thought this hand was a little light.
So you make it in. You see young Theo looking extremely tired and staying far away from the openings of the cabinets. But he looks up. He's like, "Oh, you came back.
Well, if it was a little hero.
Do you need me to get the master,
Yes.
or would you prefer to go back? Is this one of those talks?"
I
Yeah, I
don't
think
know
we
what you
better
guys
go
did
back.
last time, but I suggest we go back.
Yeah.
Okay, you head back. I'll take care of the door. He goes up and he latches the door and flips a sign. And you guys head on back.
Yeah, seems like it.
Yeah. And oops.
Ridiculous. All of you.
I didn't do anything.
I feel like the energy of the level 0 campaign has very much seeped around, and I like it. I'm here for
I
it.
wasn't even there for that.
So
You're
you're
the
back
dad,
there,
sorry.
and you see a very wide-eyed half-elf. Her name was Navara. And mid 5-foot range, slender, waist length, brown hair, golden eyes, and she's got very large, kind of goggle-like spectacles on. Not quite as big as the big owl-eyed glasses that the gnomish woman had, but you know, pretty close. But they're more goggle shaped. You see an empty cauldron, or Scarlett sees an empty cauldron in the fireplace. And there is some craziness going on that counter. Some jars of varying colors, beakers, and things like that. It's a whole alchemical setup. Some of it glowing, some of it seemingly devouring light, and another set of goggles on a mat. And she's not paying attention to you, and she goes, "Theo, what are you doing back here? I thought you better not have gotten into those cabinets again. You
What's
are
up,
banned from
Doc?"
taking items." And she goes, as soon as you say that, "Oh, It's you. Hold on one second. And she turns a couple of valves and stops. What is it?
We have a major problem.
You blabbed the information about these wayward mimics to
No,
other.
way worse than that.
Okay.
We ended up finding more of them. And one of them was
Ah.
pretending to be a person.
This one was horsing around.
She opens
And
the
this
bags.
one was an actual person.
She's looking into the first bag and the others. Like, there's considerably more material in here
I have a
compared
strange
to
question.
the other ones that you
Since
brought.
the others,
It's also fresher.
That's true.
Yeah,
Is there
it's a
anything
bit more
swimming
pungent.
around in? Is there anything swimming around in the horse one?
No.
Okay, good.
I have a strange question because the rest of them were here last time and I did not have a chance. You seem to be an expert on mimics. Do they usually talk?
Well, they can speak their own language.
No, common.
This one was speaking common.
On occasion, they've been known to be taught phrases and
As we
No.
said, that
various
one was
languages.
an actual person.
Let me put thi-
Listen, I understand sentience is a very sensitive thing.
I need you to understand. It wasn't just pretending to be a person. It had a job. It was living this
paying
person.
tax-
It was living
it
this
was
person's
paying-
life.
It was paying taxes.
Sure.
She
maybe.
kind of looks to each of you like you've been eating the funny mushrooms. And she's
Um,
like, hold on a second. And she pulls out a familiar leather kind of scroll and lays it out. She switches out her glasses for another set of glasses and she reaches into which one was.
I'll be honest, I
Technically,
don't
both
remember.
of them were, but the one I was holding was Thaddeus.
Mostly.
Okay.
Mostly.
She
Thaddeus.
reaches in and she pulls out a huge section and she quickly takes a knife and chops off a section of it and puts it on the mat. And again, you see something similar, those of you that were here previously. Various circles in geometric shapes. But this one, unlike the normal mimics, is far more faceted and web-like. Runes and symbols that seem to make her look very, very puzzled. More so than not seeing the signature before. And you said this was speaking common?
Having conversations with us.
It was
And
a driver
potentially with others.
for the one of the carriage services.
And when we encountered it and it revealed itself, it implied that there were more.
How did it imply that?
I don't remember the exactly what it said, but
Oh, the note?
word for word. No, not the
Not-
note. It was
Oh,
when I said we just wanted to talk. It had said something.
yeah, I don't remember what he said.
So we're going to repeat the thing none of us remember.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Right.
And
someone in the
as
comments
she's still
who's who's
inspecting
been
each
binging
of
this
those
will let us know.
facets, she takes time and kind of extracts each of those facets. It's extremely complex.
I've never seen someone sorry. I've never seen someone reverse engineer the weave quite like this.
This is call it an advanced form of detecting magic. A little bit of identify, detect magic. Figuring stuff out is it's easier to do it this way than to dissolve it in that way. And she points to the setup of alchemical supplies. And
This is
her eyes
this is
go a little
being-
cross-eyed. as she's like extracting sections. She's like, okay, and she's like, she pushes it all back. All right, and tosses it back, and
This is-
she's not shy about grabbing hunks of oozing mimic. She just tosses it back in, and she just kind of flicks her hands and a prestidigitation. She's clean again, and she's like, all right. You said human and horse, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
The horse
Humanoid.
also spoke, but more likely it was just repeating a phrase.
My concern, and you should probably be sharing it, is last time we were here, you were looking at it as a something that could be beneficial to profit off of. I'm looking
Yes.
at this as what if they're what if they're smart enough to get organized against the city?
You're assuming they aren't already.
That's well.
Hey, do not be a union buster. We don't stand for that kind of shit.
I do when
Additionally,
the unions start putting knives in chests.
additionally, if they are organized, we would have seen a much larger issue much sooner. So there is more to the story than being that they ran and they fought openly with you. I would consider them anomalies. Something this advanced does not happen in a short period of time.
That's fair, but at the same time,
I
For the
agree,
thing that-
anomalies can still be dangerous.
that's
However, that does not mean it's not profitable.
for the thing that we have been investigating.
I like it.
Yes.
Which I can tell you at least that we were investigating the disappearances around the city. They've been going.
Ah,
This is related to that. It has
I
been
thought those
two.
were the crocodiles in the sewers.
Well, that might still be the case for some of it, but clearly
Crocodiles
these
are
are
mimics too.
these are
There's no
related,
sewers.
and it's too widespread and happening too far across the city at too many times for this to have been an isolated incident.
But it wasn't all at once. So
No.
you may have just killed the ones that were responsible for it. More
Unlike,
investigation is needed.
there was a note directed in a manner that
They're
identifies there likely to be more. And
They're
quite
communicating with other groups.
What did the note say?
Well, we have it here.
May I
It was
read?
not-
So if we were watching this from the outside, if this were a TV show, and the characters had
Uh-huh.
no clue what they were looking at, but we wanted a bit of dramatic irony, would the viewers have recognized those sigils and those runes as being somewhat helix shaped, almost like DNA?
I would say portions of that magic circle were more DNA-like.
That's why I nat one. I was rolling investigation just for shits and giggles, and I rolled a nat one because that's
Yeah,
what
zoomed
I
out
had in my head.
view. You would in various sections they'd be kind of helical, but not
has-
all. It. Go ahead.
Who has the note, by the way?
I think Snoke
I guess I do.
possibly did.
Alrighty.
I'm going to heavily suggest we don't give the note over, but we can read off what it says.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
like that.
alright.
That's fine.
Hold on. Let me pull it out here. I'll reach into I'll, like open up the jacket I've got on and reach in and pull it out.
Yeah, Scarlett, what do you got?
Let's see. Aaron, I know what you've been up to. This will not stand. Your gluttonous habits endanger the group. Come home and we can work through this and clean the mess you've made. MB.
Now, Aaron was one of the other drivers we were suspecting. This was Thaddeus.
Are you
we had
sure
not
it
had-
was Thaddeus, and he was Aaron?
the name that
Well,
the name associated with this individual was Thaddeus, but we cannot guarantee that the mimic that looked like Thaddeus didn't look like Aaron, where the note was derived to them.
wait, was Aaron
Exactly.
the one that was out sick?
No,
Yeah,
that was
Bellarmine.
Bellarmine.
Bellarmine was out.
Then
sick.
Aaron was in the
Bellarmine was-
room, right?
Bellarmine had a case of the stabs.
Potentially.
Are we stupid? Did we
Aaron
leave
might
while
have
Aaron
been
was
in
in the
the-
room?
No.
We have no
Oh,
idea.
Aaron was in the room.
We
you
don't
guys fully
know if
saw
Aaron was in
him.
the room.
Oh, we
Somebody
don't?
matching his description was in the room.
We are
Tony doesn't
idiots.
know.
We are total
will-
idiots. Oh, good lord.
That's why I did that. That's why I did that. And I said when Tony poked his head back in those Batwing doors and was like, "Y'all got fucking mimics here." I did that jokingly because fucking Aaron was in the room. So Aaron was like, "Fucking crazy, man."
Well,
We walked away with another mimic still there.
I
Potentially.
did that on purpose.
Tony don't know that.
Because my over planning brain has decided that one of two things will happen. Either one, Aaron is going to find that group and all the mimics are going to leave this area because they've been found out and they don't want to get got. Or two, any plans they had in motion, they're going to speed up and therefore cause themselves to basically reveal themselves early.
There's a third option, and it depends on the state of this note. The question that will determine that is, why did Thaddeus have it, and did Aaron ever read it?
Aaron was the horse the whole time.
Because if Thaddeus had the note, and it was supposed to give it to Aaron, and he never read it, then he has no reason to go back home.
Has Navarra done the thing with the horse remains yet?
Yeah, she's done something similar.
Aaron might still
The
have a reason to go home and warn their group, but wouldn't know that we know.
We could also make sure he gets the note and then follow him to his home.
Do we want to go back and be like, Aaron, we found this note. This is you, right? You might want to go back and say, you're fucking everything up, man. Whatever you're doing around here.
No, we'll hire a courier service.
Here's the beautiful thing. Now that they know our plan, we can plan around the plan that they are planning around our plan.
That's right. We're not walking into a trap. It's a showdown.
A Shaolin showdown?
Were you asking a question about the horse mimic?
Yes. Tony wanted to know if that had been inspected by Navarra.
Yes.
Did she react differently, or was it like? I guess,
So,
I mean, mimics
she's
is
still
mimics and
puzzled,
mimics.
intrigued and puzzled all at once, and it's not as complex as the human one.
I have a question for her.
But it's still pretty it's more complex than a standard mimic. The standard mimic.
My compatriots here mentioned that you are looking to profit off of these mimics somehow.
Yes, research. These.
What is
so? Let me explain. Mimics are typically constructed by wizards to guard their findings, their treasures, their books, artifacts, etc. Because they can be made to take any shape. Doors, chests, except the common chest is what many find them as. Bookcases, desks, chairs, effectively anything. But normally inanimate objects.
I did have a run with one wizard, and she had made her dresser into one. That was unfortunate.
You know what, Trico? Maybe I am a mimic, because my job is also to protect my findings. And he's pointing at Scarlett.
I thought you were a dragon.
I'm dragging these nuts.
Oh god
Nah,
damn it.
new title. This one's called Dragging These Nuts.
Okay, someone needs to clip that. Jesus Christ.
Oh god. That's
While
beautiful.
everybody's having this conversation, Scarlett is like looking at the things that are in this like back office lab. She's pretty much doing the curious investigation while all the adults are talking kind of move that kids do.
There's
Remember,
all kinds
Scarlett,
of
you
things
look with
there.
your eyes, not your hands.
There's trinkets and there's pieces of armor and a couple of blades and things like that, all kind of taken apart
She's definitely touching stuff.
No,
Clearly, we
and
need to name
she
this
can-
episode up. One Shot Part 3, dragging this out.
Yeah.
it's part 3 of 2 of 1.
Uh-huh.
Yep. And as she's explaining, she stops explaining. She goes, "Stop touching that stuff. You don't know where it's been, you don't know where it's going, and you don't know what it can do." And she goes back and normally those mimics, when they're created, much like spells, have a signature of sorts. and
Put your
and
eyes. Put your hands.
it's a way the spells are constructed because each wizard kind of does things a little bit differently. The mimics that I've inspected so far, the ones from the establishment, the dojo, yes, those didn't have a signature.
So you believe them to have created themselves?
I don't know what to believe. That's where the research part comes in. And if another wizard gets to it first, then I am out a lot of money.
I can see how it would be possible to recreate self-replicating magical creations.
It's just
Because
humanoid.
normally they don't reproduce on their own.
They're asexual.
But these have no signatures. Horse had no signature, and neither did the human. And, well...
all in quotation marks.
Yeah.
Human.
The human,
Yes,
the human
yes.
pass, the human passing mimic.
And she's like, if
estimate.
you could, can you dump those into the cauldron as well?
Sure.
Thank you.
Here, Scarlett, help me real quick.
So that is what I'm interested
Fuck.
in. Research, ecology, even if they have a habitat where they thrive or something of that nature, it could be.
I'd like to believe
real
that my
breakthrough.
compatriots, at least one of them, had made a deal with you regarding the knowledge.
Oh yes, that's part of what this setup is for. You guys keep your mouth shut, and I make a thing for you.
I think we might have a lead on their habitat.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
That's
Her eyes get really wide, and
We want to tell her, or do we want to head there now?
Uh,
No, that wasn't in the note.
the habitat?
Wasn't in the note. You surmised that.
Right. I was gonna say the note might reference a specific location in the Silver District, but until we actually go there, it is just an idea.
which location? I do not intend to go there until you come back and let me know if it's safe or not. It's
Until you come back not dead.
yeah, that too. If something were to happen, I will be quiet unless you don't come back, and then I will find individuals to assist me going there.
I thought it was a dragon. Turns out I'm a canary in a coal mine. That's all right.
No, this is valid. It seems like you all have found someone worth trusting and needing this information. I believe that the handwriting of the note resembles that of Madame Blanc's.
And you see her kind of tilt her head, look very interested, and she starts nodding slowly. That's brilliant.
I could be wrong. It could be a forgery. It could be a mimicry.
Just identify on it.
I don't think that'll tell you who wrote it.
This, I mean, in such a profession, the ability to change shape would be quite beneficial.
I have considered dabbling in illusion for that very reason.
Yes, but this would be real. As
Mind
real
over
as
matter. Anything is-
shape-shifting can be.
Anything is real if you believe it enough.
Ha. Do you want to test that theory?
It sounds cute, but it's not true.
Normally, I would agree, but I don't like that look in your eyes.
She's like, oh, party pooper.
Ari's just gonna raise her hand and say, "You should
Party
totally
needs a
test that
pooper, that's
theory
why
on him
they
anyway."
invited you. Party.
Oh,
Test that theory.
I don't test spells like that on unwilling individuals unless the situation is dire, because he
What
won't
kind of-
remember agreeing to it anyways.
Mm.
Yep. No.
What kind of spell we
anyways, I
talking
believe
about?
we should get going.
Do you have a? Do you know?
There's
quick
a voice
question.
crack in the game too.
Yes, absolutely. In-game try has the voice crack of let's get going.
Hey, we'll get going.
Please don't do
what-
anything that would require me to hit you.
You happen to have a spell scroll of true polymorph? Because like I believe I'm a dragon, but like no matter how hard I believe, I don't get to be an actual dragon. But if you've got a spell scroll of true polymorph, I could be a fucking dragon.
Ah, no, I do not. Those are very hard to put onto scrolls. Takes a lot of
Oh, they're expensive.
preparation,
Yeah,
and
that's it.
unless I am compensated up front, I do not make such scrolls for public consumption.
That's smart.
I'm
You
even
don't
more
get
concerned
dragon.
now. We should really go.
What?
All right,
Oh,
off to
you
the
said
bordello.
that you did not deny that you can make such scrolls.
Yeah, anything can be done, mostly, with magic and the right components.
Nope. Try is not dealing with a minimum level 17 character wizard.
Do you have anything for acid resistance?
She looks around a little bit, looks at various cupboards, and she actually puts her fingers together like that. She goes, ah, yes, hold on a second. She goes up to one of the cupboards. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. And she pulls out a whole rack of vials. She's like, nope, nope, nope.
Poison.
Yep.
Poison kills poison. That poison.
And she's like, there's one. She's like,
Check into the
she uncorks.
check in the section.
Nope, not that one.
Check in the section that's marked under X. It's probably in the X vials.
Oh god damn you.
And she
Make
looks
sure
at
it's not expired.
she tastes a couple. She's like, yep, that's fine, that's fine. I have 3.
Scary.
How much are they?
That's a good question.
Someone want to give her one of those coins?
I don't think she'd agree.
Probably not.
You mean one of the medallions?
Yeah, those.
And she said something about alcohol, right? In terms of fighting with a mimic.
Yes, she told you last time that alcohol will break down the adhesive.
Ah, see, I got this idea about alcohol and fire.
I wouldn't recommend that if you're going into an establishment.
I
We can blame it on the
create the
mimic.
fire.
There we go.
Now I wish I had
So,
great water.
Each of these is 100 gold apiece.
Jesus.
Hey, that's cool. Okay, so here's the thing. Would you accept payment in services which can be rendered at a later time?
Can I get it on
That's
layaway?
usually my line.
Only if you agree to wearing a servitude cuff.
Look, lady, I'm into some
How
kinky
about-
shit.
How about perhaps we
Or
could-
we have collars as well, if that is your jam.
Well, we could go the other route. You haven't paid us for those sacks yet.
Oh, would you prefer the 3 vials versus the goggles to see if something is holding a shape not native to itself?
The goggles were for the first 2. We just gave you another 2.
No, you are bringing me components to create them.
Oh, yeah.
I have an idea.
That being said,
Perhaps
these 2 I may not need, so I could give you a discount.
Now we're talking.
Perhaps would you be willing to perhaps we only would need one vial. Honestly, the circumstances of our previous encounter made it seem as though not all of us need as much protection, and one is perfectly fine. I am perfectly fine paying, but I'm fairly new to our conversations. I know you don't have much to trust me on, but I can almost guarantee you that if we do find this potential nest, any and all mimics, opportunities, parts, whatever, will be brought right back to you immediately upon acquiring. If I can purchase one vial for only 50 gold.
I would prefer if you did not lay waste to all of them, being that they are rather unique, and I don't know if they exist anywhere else.
Unfortunately, as we've discovered, keeping them contained or restrained does not seem to be very successful. So if one decides to be hostile, or if all decide to be hostile...
Well, obviously, if you were attacked first, that's one thing.
If you can design a cage that can keep a shape-shifting monster inside of it, let us know.
That would take a considerable amount of time.
Yeah, that's kind of my point.
But any pieces, parts, whatever, gives you more research opportunity, more potential to discover exactly what that key feature in the magical composition of these creatures is. And we are not, I am promising no delay on giving you these parts. We had discussed potentially going there before coming here.
Yes, but our previous deal with the rest of your compatriots still stood. So, I would be willing to let go of one vial for 50 gold. Remember that, at least by the note, it seems that this Aaron was misbehaving, we'll say, or acting not in accordance with the group. So I would say go into the situation with that in the forefront of your mind.
To be honest, with Thaddeus here, we originally just wanted to talk. We did not want to fight.
And I believe you said he ran.
Yes.
Right
we
away.
chased after him. Upon catching up to him, he fought.
So, if that is the case...
I tried to talk to the horse. It just said it was hungry.
Yes, unfortunately, the horse was not as helpful.
Well, that does happen with normal mimics. They tend to get rather possessed with just eating, which is how you typically find the creatures in an abandoned tower or an enclave where wizards once were.
But I will pay the 50.
Did they eat the wizards?
Typically, no. Typically, it's after the wizards have gone off to do research elsewhere, and they die in those pursuits, or they blow themselves up, which, it's, job hazard.
Someone should keep an eye on Theo, by the way. That is how I ran into the rest of my compatriots, is I saw the smoke.
Oh yes, he has extra work to do after destroying the wand. He inadvertently unleashed all of the charges on a wand of fireball all at once.
But at least he's still alive.
Indeed, which is why he's getting extra work to ingrain that caution. And he's not permitted to touch any of the cabinets for the considerable future.
I take it it's hard to find new apprentices?
Not particularly, but new apprentices that are worth anything, yes. Some people wish to be wizards and they do not have the aptitude.
Sounds like my good friend Glinda the Good Witch.
Yes, I'm gonna pay the 50 gold for the vial.
Okay.
Um,
And
Scarlett,
you'll get
Snoke,
a vial of acid resistance.
which one of you do you think is going to be far more up close and personal if this does go south?
Even though I'm a rogue, I will most likely be up close and personal more often than not, but that doesn't mean that I'm intending to be the one taking hits.
All right, I toss the vial to the Scarlet.
Okay.
Okay.
I
will hold on to this.
Does this constitute a short rest, perchance?
we can count it as a short rest. And she
I'm gonna
goes,
use 3.
if you wish to wait till this evening, I might have these done around supper time. Things went very well. Mechanically speaking, I rolled 3 very high rolls. One was a nat 20, and the other 2 were above 15. So the distilling of the components and all of that went very, very well.
So before we
Oh.
encounter them, just knock back the potion.
Okay.
This sounded like a night raid. I mean, a night conversation.
I'll make them.
No, when we're
As
done
M
here,
says,
and-
introduce them to the talking stick.
Now, when we're done here and we send all of our viewers somewhere else, that's a night raid.
Don't worry,
That's
Tom.
true. That is
Don't worry,
true.
Ted. If we find any mimics, we'll just do the monster mash.
That's right. The monster
Whatever
mash.
happened to my Transylvania twist?
She rolls up the leather mat that she had out and tucks that away, and she's like, "Is there anything else?"
Not really.
I believe
Alrighty.
that's all here. You all had discussed the goggles to see these creatures. How is that going?
Oh, well, I've distilled things. I just need to apply the essence of these things to said goggles, which takes a little bit of time to apply and to cure on them, which is
How
why I
much
said
time?
this evening,
Let's see.
around supper time, at the earliest. And if you're going to the bordello after, they generally don't close, so it wouldn't be like knocking on the baker's door at midnight or anything like that.
That's potentially the smartest decision for us to make at the moment. I would hate for us to walk in there and to an ambush.
Now, mind you, these do not show their true shape. What they do show is do any of you know how to do detect magic? So you know how
yeah, I do.
magical items will glow. Yes. So if you do that, it's a similar effect on any creature that is holding a shape that is not its original, that has an innate ability to change itself.
I'd be
I
terrified
guess
to find out what a mimic's true form looks like.
The way that I cast detect magic is I watch somebody cast magic and I go, I saw you do magic.
That's usually a very good way.
I walk
let's
into a
see.
room. I notice that there are floating objects. Magic's afoot.
Magic.
It's for the magic you don't see. That's the
Everyone
one that
knows
gets
magic's
killed.
not real, said the bard.
So despite it not giving them not granting you to see like true sight, these will end up being called goggles of true form goggles, basically. You can make a wisdom or a perception check to determine if a creature or an object has changed its shape by means of the shape changer ability. you can roll a d4 and add it to the number rolled. Or as an action, you can use the goggles to examine an object to identify an aura of the last creature that touched it, making a perception check against DC 15. And all creatures in 15-foot radius will appear to glow faintly.
Oh, so it's half the size of detect magic.
Yes. They will glow faintly for 1 hour if they are wearing or if they are using that shape change. Basically.
Now,
And the
will they
second
glow or
ability
will they
can
appear
only
to-
be used once a day. They won't actually be glowing. They will appear to the goggles wearer as glowing.
Yeah, I thought so. It'd be really funny if you're like, aha, activate my goggles. Now people are just glowing.
What's going
Goggles-
on?
Their goggles of fairy fire.
Yeah, kind of.
So maybe they don't want to be caught.
Yeah. Cool. So we just gonna like hang out, like maybe check out a bookstore or something.
I'm down for a bookstore.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, that's true. Is there a churro stand around here?
What's a churro?
You don't know? Oh, we gotta go find a churro stand. They're like these. It's like dough, and like you stretch it out, and then you fry it, and it gets real deep fried, so it's crispy on the outside, and chewy on the inside. And then they sprinkle it with like cinnamon dust, and sometimes they put like a drizzle sauce on it. So like maybe it's a vanilla or like a caramel. Ooh, it's amazing.
I
Yeah,
wonder if
like
they got
a bakery.
Wawas.
For a little thing, you
Oh.
talk a lot.
First of all, Wawa is a regional thing.
And no, Wawa's this old lady that makes really good sandwiches.
She's
Grandma
from,
Wawa.
Grandma Wawa.
she's from Delco.
Abuela Wawa. I believe
Yep,
that.
Abuela Wawa. There you go.
If we survive Silverheart, we are leaving here and we are going to the country of Delco and we are gonna meet with Abuela Wawa. It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
You can get it toasted and not
I'm heading to a
toasted. It's
Dunkies.
amazing.
Ridiculous, all of you.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? There's this really great place called Starbucks. It's run by these celestial reindeer.
Oh, I thought that was Moon Dollars.
I thought it was run by the Sirens.
That might be another place. Oh, they do have a siren on the cup. That's right.
We have to go to Fantasy Costco.
Sam's Club. It's this guy named Sam, and it's his club.
He's
Oh
also
my
an
God.
uncle and is always trying to recruit people for some reason. It's real weird.
Sam's Club is
I'm gonna
exclusively a weapon refinery.
I was gonna say I'm gonna have a giant who has a club, and the giant's name is Sam, and this is Sam's Club.
You killed my sheep.
Damn.
So, where are we going from here?
Arms.
Do we want to time jump or do we want to actually
We can actually time jump if
All right.
unless there's something specific you're looking for.
Back to
No.
go find Aaron.
if you let us RP
Hey,
this,
Aaron.
we're going to
It's
this will be the
Aaron.
whole rest of the session, and we'll have to have part 4 of 3 of 2 of 1.
Yeah.
To be fair, it sounds like we might be done soon, if we whether we time jump or not, and it's not like the past 2 sessions haven't gone 6 hours.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're only barely an hour and like
No.
45 minutes into it.
Almost
2
2, yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours in.
Yeah. So unless you have something to specific to look for,
Launch.
that would
That would benefit the
equiv-
quest here.
yes.
Does it
We're
have
just
to be
gonna
benefit
Batman time jump.
and how over to Maryland's and just start doing some business, make back some money I just spent.
So, you guys go out and about. You find some food and drink and whatnot. You make
I
it
pull out
back
one of my
here.
numerous instruments and start playing. Try to get coin.
That works.
Just spent 50 gold.
Find a
Um,
kazoo.
and you guys make it back to the Enchanter's Penchant. The lights are on, but there's a closed sign.
Nobody's home.
Flipped. And you see somebody just at the, like, there's a curtain over the door, and you just see a face in one of the panes of glass right there, right below the sign, just watching. And when they see you come up,
It was you.
yep, absolutely. He opens the door. He's like, "All right, come on. She's waiting."
Been tasked with waiting for us.
Yep.
Oh, poor kid.
The front showroom is like immaculate.
Oh, you missed the
Sparkling
spot.
like it is.
I
He's
was
like,
absolutely
"Aw."
thinking of scuffing. I was thinking of scuffing the floor and being like, "You missed a spot."
Oh,
No.
no.
Just see, that's Tony. That's the weird thing. Like the people who are put upon are the people that Tony's like, "I'm gonna tip this person. I'm gonna take care of this." Like Tony wants to have a sit down with Theo and be like, "Look, Theo, I don't know if you did like aptitude placement tests in school, but like, what you should really do." And this is the thing, right? Is that wizardry may be the thing for you, but you may have other strengths that you can actually lean into. Like you may be way more charismatic than you realize, and so it may not be wizardry; it may be sorcery that you actually excel at.
Or
Have you
maybe you're just
considered
really
Charismatic
doing
baking?
type of pastry.
Sorcery.
I love that you said that. As I said, have you considered baking?
No, I cook terribly. I've been banned from the cook pot.
So you could take the chef's feet at some point, and I don't mean like physically cut him off at the ankles. I mean like the chef's ability.
I've only worked with trolls' feet in the cauldron.
Oh, see,
And
there's
I
your
burned
problem.
them.
That's disgusting, and you just made them more disgusting.
Well,
You took something bad and made it worse.
they were supposed to be cooked. It's for recipes to
Oh,
make
okay,
enchanted items, not to
Not
eat.
for dinner. Okay,
No.
okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
Ugh. Oh.
Yeah,
Tony, nothing you say makes sense.
yeah. No, he said it, not me.
I know.
She's
That-
back
that's the
putting
point.
the finishing touches on the goggles.
I love the idea of Tony, first off, because he's such a fucking chaos gremlin, literally. Sticking with Theo the whole time, and you guys go fucking deal with the actual shit.
Oh no.
Me and Theo, we're gonna talk. Theo, now that they're all gone, how long have you been a mimic?
And he frowns a bit and he thinks. And you see him strain a little bit. I don't think I am.
Well,
I've never changed
Look,
shape
as a-
before.
there's a way to find out, but I don't want to do it.
How?
Well, you nick
Maybe
yourself.
I can do it.
Yeah, I mean you can. You nick
I'm
yourself.
Theo,
You give
not
yourself
Nick.
like no, like you scratch yourself. It's
He goes
it's like
this.
with a blade, something that's gonna like break the
Oh.
skin and
He goes, "Oh, that's not a big deal. I do this all the time." And he pokes tip of a blade into his thumb. See, and a little blood wells up on his thumb. And he goes,
you do this a lot on purpose.
"Well, yeah. So does the master. She sometimes use blood for sealing of spells and all kinds of stuff like that."
So first
Okay,
we
see,
handle
I-
the mimics. Next we get you therapy.
That see no, well, okay, like using it for
It's
yeah,
not
using
like
it for
I'm-
purposes. I thought you were a cutter, okay, and I was gonna really like we
What's
were gonna have
that?
to figure out. No,
Is that like
no.
a fighter where they
Yes,
stab
Yes.
and cut people?
yep, that's exactly what
They
it
do
is.
it to themselves.
Okay.
Right.
They fight with themselves?
Yes. It's usually
You're
a
an
battle.
It's
I like
usually a
shadow
losing fight.
boxing.
But that's not the point here.
Shadowboxing, right?
Yeah.
You wrestle with you. It's how people wrestle with the inner demons. It's not. Don't worry about it.
No,
If you don't
shadowboxing.
know-
When you fight your shadow
Wait,
on a wall.
possessed?
Hold on. First, we're talking about
demons?
mimics. Now people got demons in them.
You got ghosts.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
possession. You've never heard of that?
Yeah, people definitely got
Possession
demons
is
in them.
9/10 of the law.
I've heard a lot of people claim it, but I always assumed
Only
it
if
was
you
just
sign
an
the
excuse.
contract.
Exactly. So this man knows about contracts.
Yeah, I've been told never to sign one.
Never. And if somebody asks you, "May I have your name?" How do you answer?
It belongs to me, sorry.
There you go. See, this kid's okay. You know what? I think you probably do have the intelligence to be a wizard. It's just going to be a matter of practice.
Are you talking about Fae? That was one of the
Yeah.
first rules the master taught me.
Yeah. Okay. Good. See, you got a good mentor, so you're going to be good. You're going to be all right.
Now, do you know why you never play poker with a demon?
Because pitchforks hurt?
No, because they're always looking to make the deal.
Oh,
Ogre.
I don't get it.
hardly know her.
Yeah, but I'm trying to.
and at that comment, Theo's face goes red. Because he
Oh.
understood it. But he's... He's, you know, he's kind of young teen.
Naive.
He understands the
you know,
jokes, but
I've
he's not brave enough to ever utter one at this point.
Especially with his
I've seen
boss.
Yeah.
I've seen that
Yeah.
look on Scarlett. Scarlett makes similar expressions when those jokes are made. Yeah, I get it.
Nah, kid, you might not be a pituitary gland, but stick with me and I'll teach you how to make hormone.
God
His
damn
face
it.
goes more red.
God damn it.
So this was
'Cause
supposed to be
I-
me. This was supposed to be me hanging out with the apprentice while you guys go do business. Scarlett, come on, we're gonna go do the business, and these fucking lunatics are gonna hang out with the apprentice. Yeah, come on, let's go.
I'm gonna leave the bard to it. I'm following them.
I'm going to.
Nah, you stay here. You stay back.
No.
We
I
split the
ain't-
party.
I don't have enough money for more therapy.
This party been
Ah,
split
dude.
one way, and it's four go one way, the one goes the other.
As you guys continue to talk, somebody's head pokes out from the back curtain. She's like, "What is going? Stop embarrassing my apprentice and get on back here. I do that enough."
All right. Time to teach you about the bullywugs and the bees.
No, please don't. Especially if you cross
Oh.
them, it's not a good sight.
No,
Bully
it's not.
bees.
Oh, you're talking about okay.
I have a joke
Bully
for you
bees.
specifically. Actually, I think you'd enjoy.
Ari's gonna shudder when she mentions crossing them. He's like, ugh, it's not.
I have a joke for the enchantress that I think she'll enjoy.
Oh, no.
Was it your presence?
No, unfortunately, none of us laugh at that.
No, I love
Oh.
that.
What do you get when you cross an octopus and a crab?
You've got me.
A strongly worded letter from the ethics committee.
Only if they find out about it.
Anyways, I'll stop
I've
derailing.
seen
That's-
Stranger Things.
Ari's just gonna
heard
like
that-
look at you
I heard that's-
real hard and real long. It's like
I heard that's a good TV show. At that, an octopus slithers out from the bed with two big pincher claws. Hello.
was that a the boys reference?
A real craptopus?
Yes. Tony snaps back. What the fuck? Guys, I had the weirdest fucking imagining. I'm telling you, I gotta stop drinking so much leprechauny brandy. Anyway.
Gotta get the mind away from that wyvern whiskey.
I apologize for
Yeah.
derailing so much.
They brew it with their poison.
Mm-hmm.
So she brings you
Uh,
back.
Goggles, right? Yeah, let's do it.
The alchemical portions have been apparently moved from their position on that back counter all the way onto another counter off to the side, just as if they were levitated over there. Probably because they were. And in its place is a kind of a satiny laydown, and you see a pair of goggles with an amber sheen over the lenses. The side shields are copper, and the strap looks like a fairly decent decent quality leather. She goes, "Here are your true form goggles. Now,
Oh, thank God.
I will tell you that this will improve your ability to determine if something is holding a shape And once a day, you can make something more lasting that will do something similar to detect magic, but in a 15-foot radius of yourself. And that will last for 1 hour.
I don't need to be having those. Those are wisdom based, right?
Yes.
I feel like we got a druid. We got a druid that's high wisdom, right?
Um.
uh,
Yeah,
Is
yes.
that
Yeah,
not your brand of druid?
Pretty. She's at 17, so yeah, pretty decent, I would say.
Damn, yeah.
okay.
So, I was thinking of a separate druid that I have,
Fair.
and I had accidentally used wisdom as a dumb stat. Granted, I was very new for
That
D&D at the time.
I played
I love that.
Barbarian with a strength as a dump stat.
That's like Brad Arbogast, my bard, whose charisma is his dump stat.
I do smart things sometimes. That character was a bitch to play. Never again.
Cool. So,
So who is taking these?
Ari?
Guess I'm taking them.
they're
Alrighty.
perception based, right? They're perception based,
Yes.
and I imagine Ari
Yes.
has the best perception.
Where do I see my
Let's
passive perception
check.
at?
It is if you look on your sheet, the numbers to the far right of your skills are all the passives.
Passive perception 16.
My
that's-
passive is 18.
Oh,
Shit.
mine's 50. I think Snoke might be the better option then.
I took expertise with perception, so
Ah,
Nice.
There you go.
I think it also
Snoke.
makes sense to have the person who is not more likely to know. Like, we wouldn't give it to Tony because Snoke would be more likely to know when to use them and how to deliver that information without just yelling, "Ah, it's a mimic!"
They,
yeah.
you raise a good point. But just for laughs, now I kind of want to give it to Tony.
See,
Give
are
it
we
to
gonna,
Tony.
we're gonna end.
No, we're giving it to
give it-
Tony. It's giving it
You
to
give it
Tony.
to Tony. We're gonna end up with another drunken Leander acting as
Give
the
it to
face
Tony. Give it to
amongst
Tony.
3 fucking.
That
No,
shit
All
was
right, let's
hilarious.
hear it.
I agree. Give it to Tony.
Hey guys, there's no mimics in here.
Wait, hold on.
Wait a second. We just created Rocket Raccoon. You do realize that?
We did. Whose prosthetic is he stealing?
I am Groot.
Everybody's. I'm gonna walk in there and be like, "I want his arm," and they're gonna be like, "That's not a prosthetic arm," and I'll be like, "I don't give a shit. I want it anyway."
You really
That's
did
nice,
though,
like I
because
care.
I am Groot.
Right.
I am Child Groot.
Why do you need his arm? It'll be hilarious.
I didn't say I needed it. I said I want it.
Make sure you get the
See,
eye.
At first, I'm like, "Oh, that makes me Peter Quill, right?" No, I'm trying to be more like Tony Stark.
Who would
I mean,
Who would Ari be?
Mantis.
Not
Not
really
Mantis.
Mantis.
I
no.
I went Mantis. Nebula, right?
Who would?
Nebula would be more of like a fighter rogue.
I'm
So
sorry, not
Drax?
Nebula. Fucking Nebula's sister.
Gamora.
Gamora?
Gamora.
Definitely like heavy fighter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Druid's
who
heavy.
Snoke would be.
Ari's heavy fighter in the druid sense.
The thing is,
Maybe-
if you actually
maybe
look at
Mantis.
Mantis, I think Mantis fits
Maybe-
the best because Mantis is actually a
Yeah.
skilled fighter, but also like super empathetic.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
problem with that. Mantis is a really skilled fighter outside of the movies where she's also not part of the Guardians.
True.
So would Snoke be Drax?
I don't think he's stupid enough.
I
Well,
don't
one
think
of
Drax
us has
is
to be Peter
stupid.
Quill, the other one has to be Drax.
I don't
Flip a
think.
coin.
I don't think Drax is stupid. I think Drax is severely autistic.
Okay, Snoke might be Drax.
No. So the personalities of Drax and Rocket are flipped
yeah.
Got
because Tony is the personality of Drax.
it.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Tony's very much got the rocket. Like, we're going in, we're fucking shit up. Whoever survives gets to take the pieces home.
Oh no, Tony has the personality of Rocket until he starts talking to other people.
True.
I'm
It's
not
that
meant to be the
old
face.
adverb that that there's an inverse ratio between the size of mouth and size of brain. Proof that light travels faster than sound because you looked intelligent until you opened your mouth.
It's the reason you're born with teeth and lips. You have 2 gateways before the words come out.
So,
There's a reason I have vicious
Snoke is
mockery.
still taking
Yet
the
you-
goggles, or is Tony taking the goggles?
Do we do it for the memes?
The player wants Tony to take them, but the character knows that Snoke won't let him get his hands on them.
Wait, hold up. Who
Do
did?
we want to
Question.
win
Hold
this
up.
one shot?
I have a question. Who did she hand the goggles to first? Before we
She
decide.
didn't hand it to anybody.
Ari's
She's
gonna say
watching
Tony.
us debate this shit.
Since Snoke doesn't have them yet, and can't necessarily
Here's-
not let Tony have it yet.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna let this go up to a vote. I will not vote unless there needs to be a tiebreaker. And I will accept the group's decision. Terrible as it may be.
Tony.
Tony.
Snoke.
Ah, fuck.
See, we have a problem here because you and me are now the tiebreakers. Because if I vote for myself, you're just gonna vote for you.
I mean,
Am I?
Technically, if
I
we're,
mean,
if we're
am
doing like Pirates Code, you can't vote for yourself, and we're still.
so
I'm gonna
Tony.
vote for
Tony.
Snoke just to put you on the spot.
Snoke's voting for Snoke.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm putting you on the
Without
spot. You're the tiebreaker.
without hesitating, Tony's like, Snoke, obviously. What the fuck? Scarlett. Come on. You know what? Honestly, the 2 of you just failed this test. This wasn't a vote. This was a test, and the 2 of you failed it. I'm sorry.
I didn't really go to school like that.
Okay, that's fair. You know what? Like,
I
you
went to
raised-
college.
The 2 of
What
you
are
were raised in the
tests?
fucking woods. That's right. You were raised in the fucking woods. This is the problem right here. Public education, people. This is why you pay your fucking taxes.
I'll be back.
What are?
Ron. I went
Ari's
to
just gonna like look at
college.
you strangely, like taxes.
See, that's the problem. No civics education anymore. People don't understand why you pay your taxes. Your taxes go to the greater good. Everybody benefits when everybody contributes.
Ari's
every
gonna pat
time-
her empty pockets that have like 0 coins, and I'm like, pay what?
Every time
Yes,
Tony says
taxes.
something about
Puts
taxes,
my bag of coin in my back pocket. Definitely
All-
pay my taxes.
every time that you say something about taxes, all I hear in my head is that scene from Hamilton of just like, what, pay your fucking taxes!
Your fucking taxes. Yep.
We're outmanned, outgunned,
see,
pay
here's-
your fucking
here's-
taxes!
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Try. Are you a member of any adventurers guilds? As in, you pay your dues.
No.
Okay. See, yeah, you're a fucking freeloader.
Wait, no. Try. You work on the corner. You had a pimp.
That does not mean I have a pimp.
She's like, well, this conversation is great. I haven't slept for 2.5 days.
I am a
you should fix it.
consort. I do
You
not need
get
a pimp.
And she pushes you out through the curtains, corrals you through
This
there.
Hey.
This conversation happens as we're crossing town at like 11 o'clock at night.
Do you know how? Like, it's just. Do you know how much
Multiple
work goes
pic-
into being a proper consort? The kind of clientele I have to research ahead of time. It'd be
Okay, so
easier.
you're
if I
an
had a pimp.
expensive streetwalker.
Hey, to be fair, street walking is like the ultimate in the small business. This is small business entrepreneurship.
You-
I
you
consider
said they
myself
were,
more
like-
of a door-to-door salesman.
You said there were some like blades and daggers and things like in her shop, right? Like
Oh,
in the
yeah.
back room. I want to try to sleight of hand one of them.
Okay.
Oh no,
We're never leaving this shop.
we're never
We're
getting.
never leaving this city.
I'm gonna be allowed
This
back in
city-
this job.
We're gonna die.
Nat 20,
Um,
Hey.
oh my God.
which means what is my sleight of hand? 23.
Okay.
You try to sleight a hand with a +3?
Yeah.
So, as Tony is ranting about taxes,
Tony's
I-
ranting about taxes, tries ranting about how he's his own boss.
that's right. I'm so
I have
You're
an
just gonna
OnlyFans.
borrow it.
I
Oh, yeah, she doesn't notice. So,
I
you
hope
have
that I saw
a
this.
dagger of
but-
unknown properties.
Amazing.
sweet. That's the best kind.
Unfortunately, it's just the blade. The handle was still not part of it.
That's
That's
fine.
fine.
It's a throwing dagger.
I'll make
it's a
it work.
dagger.
Stabs. It still stabs. It still has a
And-
pointy end.
You leave, heading to Blanc Bordello.
Scarlett has a shiny.
So we'll put you.
Does Tony
The
notice
reason
that
I have to
Scarlett
gain
has a
is
new
silver
edition?
belly. My competition.
I mean, you rolled a 23 sleight of hand. My perception, I can't roll. My perception is +1. I can't roll high enough to notice that. So no.
I was just wondering if she was gonna like
And
hide
we
it
almost
while we
gave
were
you the
going down the
goggles.
street. More of like, is she hiding it while going down the street? And does Tony notice that she picked up something after the fact?
Is she being sneaky?
She's still being
She's
sneaky.
still being
She'll probably
sneaky.
eventually
Alright.
pull it out, but she's being sneaky until they're like far enough away from
Not
the
with-
shop that she can like pull it out.
Not with a 10. Tony is still upset about the idea of taxes. He's like, look, I know it feels like the government's stealing from you, right? But like the problem is income tax. It should be a consumption tax because income tax is in fact a tax on your labor. If it's a consumption tax, then it's a tax on the transaction. And so what you're actually doing is you're paying a little extra in order to use the government instrument as an exchange of barter for goods and services. And so then if it's a consumption tax, what you're really doing is you're just paying back into the system that created everybody else. So like you benefited from it, and then you are contributing back to it so that other people can benefit from it too.
Yes, but have you seen the conditions of the militia and the roads and the aqueduct systems and all these other assets that we, the people, should have access to, but have no determination on the actual quality of them? There's no
Are we just
representation.
gonna lean over to speak to it's Nissa, right? Or what's your character's name, Em?
Scarlet.
Scarlet.
Scarlett. Sorry, I don't know. I thought Nissa. Just like, does your dragon always do this?
Sometimes. And about that point, she's pulled out the blade and is like looking it over.
Ooh, that's pretty.
She's kind of like digging in her bag to kind of like she has some like leather that she's gonna like wrap around the handle.
I love the idea that that Tony and
Sorry.
Try have like intelligent conversations.
No, but here's the thing. I totally get what you're coming from, right? So that's why I don't have a problem with taxation. I don't mind where the taxes come from. I mind how they get spent. So the problem isn't that we're getting taxed. It's the people that are deciding how the tax money is getting spent. Because they're putting it all over here in their public coffers and they're putting it in their offshore accounts, so it never gets filtered back into the economy. We need people in the positions of power who are going to decide how to use that money for everyone's benefit. So we're right. You're right, my friend.
You know who really takes advantage of these taxes though, and not paying them? Clerics.
Ooh,
Yeah. Those
I have a
temples,
better idea.
tax exempt status. I see what. Yep.
So you know how you said it's just a blade. It doesn't have a handle on it, right? Usually blades without the handle have like little holes where you would, like. She's gonna
For the
take
pins to
some-
go through.
She's gonna take some rope, and she's gonna
Oh.
tie it through the holes so she can make like a swinging dagger that she can like pull back.
Whoa. What's that called?
Okay.
It's not a shuriken. What's that called?
I can't remember what they're.
Dagger on a chain weapon.
It's a
Here we go.
meteor hammer, but with a knife.
An emergency room visit. That's what it's called.
You mean
It's
you mean
I need to get River one of these.
Hasura, it's a
A ro-
kusari.
rope dart?
It's a kusari gama.
It's a rope dart. It's just a rope dart.
Look, try. I get. It's a kusari gama. Okay.
Kasori
Gazoon tight.
Kusari gama. I love that he's saying it with a Newark. Kusori gama. Come on, man.
Domo arigato to you too.
Yeah.
So like she's staying back a little bit, like the party's walking ahead of them. She's kind of like swinging it, like this way, not towards them, but like sideways.
Appreciate.
She's just getting kind of like the feel of like the weight of it on the rope as they're walking. Like when you like swing keys on a lanyard, like that kind of idea.
Hey, be careful.
Is it her? Is it her fidget? Is it her fidget rope dart?
We'll see.
Shit.
So,
Rails,
you guys have riveting conversation as you make it to the location. You find it looks to be a manor house of sorts, well kept, with a half wall that encloses a courtyard area and an entrance to kind of a stable. And then to the left are some rather ornate double doors atop several steps leading up to a landing there.
All right. So who wants to get laid?
I mean,
We're going to rest for the night?
No, not quite.
is this part of the job? Because I'm okay with
I asked a simple question.
Sure, why not?
Noted. Now who wants to
Scarlett.
go in and talk to them?
Scarlett, come down here real quick.
She gets on a knee.
He reaches up and he covers her ears. Stop talking about sex in front of the kid. Okay, we're good. Good.
I'm gonna look at Tony, look back.
Sure, I'd love to go hire a hooker.
That's the idea that Tony's hands are just a little too small. Not like actually covering the ears all the way. All right, Snoke, we can talk later about that. Now, who wants to go in and talk for us?
Yeah.
Me, but I'm not gonna do it because that's a dumb fucking idea.
Well, the problem is, you're kind of our talker.
Ugh. I don't want to deal with them though.
Well,
Fine.
Well, wait, hold on. Who's second best with words? And we'll actually listen to this.
Is that
So
charisma
that's
to see who's best with words?
Sure.
That's two different questions. I'm
It's-
fantastic with words, but I
I
have
have
charisma.
a 16 for charisma.
I also have a 16 in charisma.
You will probably be better than the druid who grew up
What's
in the
Scarlett
woods.
have for charisma? Scarlett should go into the brothel.
Yes.
Scarlett's got
I
this.
need-
We should
Scarlett's
send
got this.
Scarlett.
I mean, you all can go in.
No, we can't allow Tony to step foot in this place.
Nope. And
I'll
as
roll- as this conversation is transpiring, 'cause let's
No.
get stupid. I'm rolling stealth,
Okay.
and it ain't good. It ain't good. Let's see. Because my plus isn't great. Nope, I rolled an 8. Everybody
Oh.
sees me trotting right up to the fucking door.
I'm gonna reach for his collar and grab.
I'm gonna reach for his shoulder and grab.
Did you roll higher than an 8?
My passive
my
is an
pa-
18.
My pass is a 15.
The question is, what's your dex? What's your dex save?
That's true.
Okay,
Mine-
would you like me to roll a dex?
What's
Okay,
the
so
dex
dex
save
check.
for?
Let's give it a grapple.
All right, that'd be athletics, right? Or
Athletics.
well,
Yeah, I'm also grabbing at his shoulder too. So
we'll both roll athletics, and he could choose acrobatics or athletics to get out of it.
Oh my god, I nat 1 because I have a plus 7.
I dirty 20'd.
Wow.
So Trico's hand falls onto your shoulder as you're like at the landing. You're at the top of the steps, and he's like, "Ah!"
No.
I mean, you all were being indecisive, so I figured somebody had to do it.
All right,
Someone
Fuck it.
does, not you.
fuck it. I'm going up to the door.
What did I fucking tell you about
Alright.
talking about sex in front of the kid? God damn it.
I
So,
will watch him
The kid's
grab his
killed
shoulders,
people.
pick
She
him
can
up, and walk
handle it.
away.